You're live.
All right, good evening. We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. Welcome to the December 17th Planning and Zoning Commission for the City of Las Cruces. Do we have any conflicts of interest this evening? Seeing none. Is there anybody who wishes to speak on an item that is not on tonight's agenda? I see one hand. Would you come forward, please, sir?
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
I can't see you.
State your name for the record.
Good evening, Commissioners. Gregory Shuranek for the record.
And do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
I'll give you 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, on August the 27th, I addressed you at a case number, and I want to repeat this so that it's in the record, case number 24CS05000064. It had to do with a plat for Royal Crossroad Development. In the subsequent meeting in September, on page 22 of the minutes, you accepted my words concerning that the parcel next to this parcel, which wishes to have multi-housing, has a heliport SUP ability on it, but that has not been built. Based on the FFA and other organizations, putting a housing complex in a very small area would not be a wise decision. So I'm asking this body to speak with staff concerning the SUP, which is presently for the hospital but unbuilt, and now removed from this body's ability to give in the realized Las Cruces zoning change, that they remove the SUP from the hospital, and so that the complex for the city of Las Cruces can apply for a low income tax credit of 9%, allowing for multifamily housing at the Apodaca Park blueprint area, which is in the third place at this particular time for the ability to have a 9% interest rate. On December the 2nd, the city of Las Cruces, at a city council meeting, made a video concerning these properties and the ability to house people in Las Cruces, which was what Realized Las Cruces is all about. So this December 2nd city council meeting, at the videotape, 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 6 seconds to 21 minutes and 20 seconds allows you to understand about the ability to house people in the city of Las Cruces, remove the SUP, which is now not being used and is not allowable under Realized Las Cruces. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, anybody else in the audience who wishes to speak on an item that's not on tonight's agenda? Seeing none, we are going to move to the acceptance of the agenda this evening. We're doing things a little bit differently than we have in the past. So going forward, the acceptance of the agenda will also approve the meeting minutes from the previous meeting, as well as the consent agenda. So going forward, when we accept the agenda, we will also be approving the minutes and the consent. So if there's any, if we need to make any clarifications to the minutes, or we wish to pull an item from the consent agenda, we need to do it at this time. So are there any comments, or are there any corrections that need to be made on last month's meeting minutes? All right. And is there anybody on the commission or the audience who wishes to hear a presentation and a discussion on the one of the two consent agenda items that are shown on the agenda? If we can pull that back up. I think you can see that, yeah, behind me. So if anyone wishes to hear any of those items, please speak now. Coming to the commission, I'm not seeing any need to pull, so with that, we will go ahead and I need a motion to accept tonight's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to accept tonight's agenda.
I second.
All right, this is on the motion to accept tonight's agenda and approve the minutes. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Acosta,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
and Chair.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to new business. Our first item this evening is 7.1, a request for a special use permit to allow a cannabis-based business less than the required 300-foot buffer. And I believe this is located in the Downtown Development Code, 300 North Main Street. I will turn it over to staff for a presentation.
Good evening, Commission. Tonight we have a special use permit request for a cannabis micro business located at 300 North Main Street. The current conditions of the property is it's located within our downtown overlay zone with a sub-zoning designation or zoning designation of DDCMS, which is our Downtown Development Code Main Street. As said before, the property is located at 300 North Main Street at the intersection of Main Street and Las Cruces. And the property is approximately 0.27 acres in size. This area has been operating as a shopping center with various commercial businesses. There used to be a restaurant, and there's a few offices, some retail businesses, those kinds of things. So the proposed use isn't out of context with the surrounding neighborhood. As you can see here, it's a zoning map that shows the subject property highlighted and that it's within our DDCMS. Here's an aerial image of the subject property. So today the applicant is proposing a special use permit or SUP to manufacture cannabis-based products at a small scale. And the reason as this is coming forward is because it will utilize a commercial kitchen of an already existing cannabis-based business. The proposed business will conduct its business during non-operational hours of the existing cannabis business known as the kitchen. The reasoning that it comes to us before an SUP is because it does not meet the buffer distance from one micro business to another, or one cannabis-based business to another cannabis-based business. However, it does meet the buffer distance between single-family zoning districts as well as any school or daycares that are within the area. They also will follow all CLC and State of New Mexico regulations governing cannabis-related activity. As we can see from here in the images, this would be the outside looking on Las Cruces Street. Here we can see going down North Main Street. This is going to be the kitchen, which is a current cannabis retail and manufacturing business. So in the off hours of the kitchen, the new proposed business will come in and utilize the commercial kitchen to make their cannabis products. Those cannabis products will be wholesale, some will go to the kitchen, and some will go to other cannabis retailers throughout the city. The other image is looking through the courtyard of the little plaza area. So here I have the subject property highlighted. This is an approximation. It could be a little bit bigger or smaller, but this is roughly where the suite is going to be located. So all public notice and input was given to all reviewing staff. Reviewing staff had no comments regarding the proposed establishment. Notice was sent to all surrounding properties within 500 feet. Staff did receive one email with concerns for safety and hours of operation. Because of safety reasons that would be in the area as to why they're worried with the new business coming in. Today, staff does recommend an approval based on the following findings. The subject property meets the distance separation requirements from any school or daycare or nursery and single-family residential district. The subject parcel as it exists is surrounded by commercial land uses of similar context, and meets the purpose and intent of Section 38-2 of the zoning code. They will also meet all requirements outlined in the zoning code, and those stipulated by the state of New Mexico will be followed. It also meets the intent and purpose of Elevate Las Cruces' comprehensive plan, as it's located within our downtown place type, and it's adjacent to 2 mixed-use corridors to the north of the downtown and south of downtown. So today, your options are to vote yes to approve, vote no to deny, vote to amend, or vote to table.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission?
No, I guess a quick question. So basically, the new business is just sharing space with the old business, basically doing the same thing, producing the same type of products.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Smith, that is correct.
Mr. Chair? Quick question for you. So he's requesting a SUP, however, currently it doesn't meet the standard of the buffer, correct? As it stands.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Acosta, that is correct. It doesn't meet the 300-foot distance requirement between cannabis businesses.
Thank you.
And this cannabis business is basically the one in the same building. So I understand how it doesn't meet the requirement for the buffer, but the business that they're requesting the variance for is open and receptive to them coming in and establishing their business also, correct?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Smith, that is correct.
Pardon, thank you, John. Adam Ochoa, Community Development, for the record. To clarify for you, Commissioner Acosta, correct, so they don't meet the distance requirement of 300 feet from a cannabis-related business, aka the micro business from another cannabis micro business. But through the special use permitting process, the Planning and Zoning Commission has the ability to approve the business to go in there to not meet that 300-foot distance based on the commission's belief that if there's any negative impact on the area, if there's any potential issues, any health, welfare, and safety issues that might be brought up to the commission at the meeting as well. So that's kind of why we're here for the special use permit. Yeah.
Okay. This doesn't sway my vote one way or another, but I'm going to ask the question. If one of the commissioners up here does not want to approve the SUP, what conditions can we put, because we have to give a reason why we would not want to move forward to approve it. What can we state? Can we state because it does not meet the required buffer setback? And would it be valid for us? Maybe that's a question for legal, but.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Acosta, whatever you deem is an appropriate finding, that is what you need. So currently, before you have findings for approval, so if you are going to vote to deny, if you feel that, that you feel it should meet the minimum 300-foot distance requirement, if you feel that there's potentially some type of issues with 2 businesses going in the same location, whatever it is you feel could be a finding is how you would state your vote for denial and then state those findings, essentially.
Thank you.
So this business, if I understand correctly, is wholesale. There's no retail component out of this location?
Mr. Chair, that is correct. It would be wholesale retail. Would be the only component to it.
Okay, so they wouldn't have customers coming in these hours of operation once the other business is wrapped up for the day?
Mr. Chair, no, they wouldn't have others coming in.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to speak on this item this evening? All right, seeing none, coming back to the commission, any final thoughts or questions? Looking for a motion to approve.
I move that we approve case 24 Z01000121 for a special use permit.
I second.
All right, this is on the motion to approve case number 7.1. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, based on staff recommendation, and it complies with Elevate Las Cruces in the downtown business type.
Commissioner Acosta?
No, based on it should meet the 3-foot requirement and 2 business of cannabis in the same location.
Commissioner Murray?
Yes, based on staff recommendation and utilizing of a similar space for different reasons of retail and wholesale.
And Chair?
Yes, based on staff recommendation and consistency with Elevate Las Cruces.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 7.2. This is a request for approval of a planned unit development out at Red Hawk Estates, and I will turn it over to staff for a presentation.
All righty. Good evening again, Commission. Adam Ochoa for Community Development for the record. This is a proposed plan unit development special use permit for final site, I'm sorry, I'll start over again. Final site plan, my apologies. Still remembering the one from before. For a final site plan, plan unit development, final site plan known as Red Hawk Estates Phase 3. Subject property is located at what would be the northern extensions of what is Voyager Street and Eagle Vista Street, kind of located on the east and west side of those streets, surrounding what is the existing Red Hawk golf course. Subject property encompasses roughly about 144 acres, 145 acres in size. It is currently vacant or undeveloped land. This area is associated with the Metro Verde PUD or Plan Unit Development, and is currently zoned with that PUD sub-zoning of U3, which is suburban. Trying to give you a better idea, this is really right up there at the farthest northern city limits of the city of Las Cruces. All this right here is on PUD. It is what is the Metro Verde Plan Unit Development area. You can see here as well, everything that's highlighted in yellow is the proposed final site plan surrounding what is the existing golf course around here, golf club, the golf club itself down here to the south. Voyager, as explained before, will be extended from the south all the way to the north along the most western portion of this, and Eagle Vista right over here being extended into it as well to give you an idea of where we're at. So this is a final site plan that is proposed in 8 separate phases, which will bring in approximately 416 single-family residential lots. There will also be 1 additional lot, roughly about 2 acres in size, that will be dedicated to the city and utilized as a park. Access for this subdivision area will be via the extension, as I stated before, of Voyager Street, Eagle Vista Street, and the easternmost of the extension, which would be a new street, Luna Vista Street as well. Lots within this subdivision range in size between 0.16 acres in size and 0.77 acres, so very wide range of lots from your standard lot to more of an estate lot. Here is kind of a picture of the actual final site plan itself, where the residential homes running along those residential streets here, a larger intersection street here with a trail because there is that large transmission line going through there, so that'll be built as well. The proposed park will be here, that extension of Eagle Vista, and as you can see, each phase has been labeled in colored schemes where you can see where those phases will be kind of clockwise going into development. So when staff did their analysis, we really didn't identify any really life safety or welfare issues. Additionally, on top of that, per the 2001 zoning code, specifically section 38-49D, lowercase d1, it essentially states that while a concept plan is required to provide all these findings as to why we could approve one, a final site plan, it just simply states it must follow what is approved with the original concept plan. So in this case, staff does feel that the Red Hawk Estates Phase 3 final site plan conforms with Metro Verde PUD concept plan. Additionally, the proposed roadways are consistent both with the Metro Verde PUD, with their cross sections and their design, and with city design standards as well. It is located within the suburban neighborhood place type, and it is providing that, as I stated before, like a diversity. They are all single-family homes, but a large variety of income and ability to develop those lots. Notice was sent to all, reviews were sent out to all relevant agencies and departments, and all did recommend to approve and supported the proposed final site plan. Notice was also sent out to all surrounding property owners per the 2001 zoning code notification requirements, and staff received no public input for the proposed subdivision. This was reviewed by the Development Review Committee, which reviews subdivisions from an infrastructure, utilities, and improvement standpoint. And on November 20th of 2024, after a very minor discussion of the final site plan, the DRC did recommend approval for the proposed subdivision. With that, staff does recommend approval for the final site plan. Based on the findings shown here, the final site plan conforms with what is the approved concept plan on Metro Verde. It is part of a development that balances benefits for the community and the developer at once as well. Based upon staff's analysis, it meets the intent of Elevate Las Cruces Comprehensive Plan and fulfills the purpose and intent of the Las Cruces Municipal Code Section 2-382. Additionally, the DRC did do a recommend of approval for the final site plan during a public meeting on November 20th of 2024. With that, your options are 1, to vote yes and vote to approve the proposed final site plan as recommended by staff. 2, to vote no or deny. A reminder, if you do vote to deny, you will have to provide new findings of fact that you either discuss or come up with by yourself. 3, to vote to amend. 4, table, postpone, and direct staff accordingly. That is the conclusion of my presentation. The applicant is here if you have any questions for them, but I stand for questions.
Thank you. Any questions from Commission? I just have one. If you can go back to the aerial, I guess the two little prongs there, kind of right in the middle, just to the left a little bit. Yeah, right there. Will that be physically connected by a roadway, or it's hard to, is that right there?
Mr. Chair, yes, that is the connection right here. So that
Okay.
is additional connectivity between the PUD. So there are multiple areas here where it intersects with the golf course that they will be building those roadways through there, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, anybody in the audience who wishes to speak on this item? All right, seeing none, we'll come back to the commission. Unless there's any questions or comments, looking for a motion to approve.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I make the motion to approve as presented by staff, and it meets the criteria of Elevate Las Cruces Comprehensive Plan and fulfills the purpose of Las Cruces Municipal Code Section 2-382.
I second.
This is on the motion to approve 7.2. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, based on staff recommendation, and it meets the compliance of Elevate Las Cruces Comprehensive Plan.
Commissioner Acosta?
Yes, based on Elevate Las Cruces Comprehensive Plan and the Las Cruces Municipal Code section.
Commissioner Murray?
Yes, based on staff recommendation and the consistency with Elevate Las Cruces.
And Chair?
Yes, based on staff recommendation and consistency with the PUD and Elevate Las Cruces.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for our new business this evening. Any announcements from staff?
Yes, Mr. Chair, just wanted to, first of all, thank y'all for a great year. It was a pretty busy year, but we got through it. So definitely appreciate all y'all's time and commitment to being on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Did want to remind y'all, I know if you noticed, but we emailed everything this time around for your case packets. And the reason for that is we kind of wanted you to get used to it, because starting January, we are moving to what is the iCompass software, where if you've seen the city councils, the way their agenda is created and how links are attached to that, PDFs and so forth like that, we're going that exact same route. So everything will be digital. There will be a whole new agenda. It'll have that little excerpt for us explaining how the acceptance of the agenda will work. But everything's kind of, because of that, and additionally staff having to do staff reports, everything will be coming out a lot earlier. That being said, though, if there's anything that comes out that's in the staff reports, whether it's a pretty decent size final site plan like we saw tonight, or anything else that might come up in the future that you would like a hard copy for, staff will be more than happy to still print a hard copy of anything that you would need for that and actually deliver it to you if need be. So just wanted to clarify that starting next year, that is the route we're going. Instead of just a bunch of attachments of PDFs, there'll be a link. So we're coming into the new age when it comes to planning and zoning, so it's a good thing. And thanks to our city clerk, that's the route we're going to. So other than that, that is essentially it, sir.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, I'll just echo the changes. I think will be great all the way around. I think it'll give the public an opportunity to read staff reports ahead of time, which will hopefully help with clarification. I know there's a lot of people that come out and they typically just see the item. They don't know anything about the case. So hopefully this will allow folks to prepare and hopefully have their questions answered ahead of time. So thank you to staff for pulling that together. I'm looking forward to that change. And you mentioned it's the end of the year, which is kind of crazy that 2024 flew by. So I also want to extend my thanks to staff and all your hard work this year, and the commission as well. Really excited as we go into the next year to have a full commission for the whole year, hopefully, knock on wood. So looking forward to it. Thank you all for coming out this evening. If there's nothing else, looking for a motion to adjourn.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to have a moment of your time.
Unfortunately, public comment has passed.
Since it's important.
Well, hope.
It's a consideration. I'm all for development.
I'm,
I live in the East Mesa.
I understand, sir. Unfortunately, public comment is closed. You're welcome to come in January though and speak.
You already made up your mind. That's a shame.
Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you all for coming out this evening. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in 2025. Thank you.